Life holds certain chains that are not wrapped around your hands or feet, yet they stop you from going anywhere. These chains are not made of iron, but of your thoughts, your fears, and the rules others have created for you. The most dangerous part is that most people spend their entire lives within these chains, without even realizing they are prisoners. They wake, they move, they work, they speak, all within the boundaries of an invisible cage they believe is the whole world. They do not try the door, for they cannot see it. They do not test the walls, for they think the walls are the horizon itself. They have been told, for so long, what is possible, what is proper, what is safe, that they mistake the boundaries of their mind for the boundaries of life. You may think you are free. You may think you make choices, what to wear, what to eat, where to live, who to speak to. But if you were to trace those choices back to their roots, you might find that they grew in soil you did not choose. Somewhere in the past, hands you never saw planted the seeds. Parents, teachers, friends, strangers, the voice of the culture itself all dropped pieces of themselves into you, and over the years they took root. Some of these seeds grew into trees that gave you shelter, but others became the bars of the prison you now live inside. The mind is clever. It will tell you the bars are there to keep danger out. It will whisper that comfort is safety and safety is life. It will make you believe that staying where you are, being who you have been told to be, is the natural order of things. It will teach you to fear the wilderness beyond the fence. And because this fence is invisible, because its materials are ideas and not steel, you will not think to break it. You will decorate it instead. You will hang your memories on it, your habits, your identity, until the fence looks like home. The earliest walls are built in childhood, when your mind is still soft enough to be shaped by every voice around you. A child is born without limits, a blank page of potential, but the world cannot stand a blank page. It writes upon it immediately. Boys don't cry. Girls should be nice. Don't talk back. Sit still. Be responsible. Don't make a scene. At first, these are only sounds you hear from the mouths of giants. But as the years pass, you begin to repeat them to yourself. You learn the rules of the invisible game. The rules become habits. The habits become identity. And the identity becomes a cell you live inside without knowing there was once a door. Think back to the first time you wanted something that went against the expectations around you. Maybe it was a way of dressing, or a way of speaking, or a dream of doing something no one in your family had ever done. Do you remember the weight in your chest when you thought about pursuing it? That heaviness was not the thing itself. It was the pressure of the walls closing in. Sometimes the walls push with shame. Who do you think you are? Sometimes with fear. What if you fail? Sometimes with guilt. Don't you care about what people will think? These are the guards of the inner prison, and they do not sleep. The guards are cunning because they wear your own face. It is your voice you hear when you doubt yourself. It is your breath that quickens when you think of stepping outside. And this is why the prison is so dangerous. You cannot escape a place you don't believe exists. You tell yourself it's just being realistic. You tell yourself you're being practical, but practicality, too, can be a bar. Realism can be a lock. They keep you inside because you believe the inside is all there is. Every society has its own way of building these cages. In some cultures, the walls are tradition, telling you exactly who you are from birth until death. In others, the walls are ambition, telling you that you must always be more, do more, prove more, or you are nothing. In both cases, the structure is the same. You are measured by a standard you did not choose, and you are rewarded for fitting within it. And when you are rewarded, it feels good, it feels safe. You stay in the lines because the lines give you praise. But the price of this safety is that you forget there was ever a world without lines. Comfort is the most seductive part of the prison. Comfort feels like freedom because it feels good. It keeps you warm. It makes you believe that the walls are protecting you. And they are, but not just from danger. They are protecting you from growth. They are protecting you from the vast unknown where nothing is guaranteed, where you must face yourself without the mirror of other people's approval. They are protecting you from becoming someone your old life will not recognize. Comfort is the slow poison that keeps you alive, just enough to never risk really living. Fear of rejection is the cornerstone of the cell. You learned it when you were small, when approval meant survival. If the tribe accepted you, you were fed, sheltered, loved. If they rejected you, you were alone in a world too big to face. That fear never left you. It lives inside you even now. As an adult, it shapes your words so you will not offend. It molds your actions so you will not stand out too much. It teaches you to trim the wild edges of yourself until you fit neatly into the box. And each time you hide a piece of yourself, the box grows smaller. You might think you have chosen this life, but have you chosen it freely, or have you simply never questioned it? How many of your beliefs would survive if you could not trace them to the voices that gave them to you? How many of your fears are truly yours, and how many are the fears of others that you inherited, like furniture in an old house? If you stripped away every idea you did not choose, what would be left? Would you recognize yourself, or would you be meeting a stranger? The strange thing about the mental prison is that it does not need to be locked. The door is always open, but the open door means nothing to someone who does not look for it. The mind tells itself stories to explain the walls that the outside is dangerous, that there is nothing out there worth seeing, that leaving would be selfish, reckless, foolish. And because the mind is a master storyteller, you believe it. You live and die in a room without ever touching the handle. There are people who sense faintly that there is something beyond the walls. They catch it in moments. The rush of joy when they do something unplanned, the strange peace when they are alone in nature, the whisper of a dream that refuses to die. These moments are cracks in the walls, thin lines of light that slip through. But light can be frightening to eyes that have grown used to the dark, and so most people turn away from it, convincing themselves the cracks are dangerous, that they will only let in the cold. What is more dangerous? The discomfort of uncertainty, or the quiet suffocation of a life unlived? We speak of freedom as if it were a birthright, but the truth is that freedom is a choice. And it is a choice most people do not make. They choose the familiar pain over the unfamiliar possibility. They choose the known chain over the unknown road. Because the road might lead to failure. The road might lead to loneliness. The road might lead to a self they cannot yet imagine, and the imagination is the scariest thing of all. You are told from childhood that the world works in certain ways, that you must follow certain steps to have a good life. Get the right education, get the right job, find the right partner, buy the right house, climb the right ladder, retire at the right time, die at the right age. This script is so widely repeated that you do not even see it as a script. It feels like truth. And so you measure yourself against it, and when you fall short, you feel as though you have failed at life itself. But perhaps it is not life you have failed at. Perhaps you have only failed to live someone else's life perfectly. The prison is built, brick, by every unquestioned thought, by every time you wanted to speak but stayed silent, by every time you wanted to move but stayed still, by every time you felt the pull of your own nature and ignored it for the sake of being acceptable. You do not need chains when a person will walk into the cell on their own and shut the door behind them. You do not need guards when they will guard themselves